The United States, a beacon of hope, a land of opportunity. For a Palestinian family, it represented a fresh start, a sanctuary from the turmoil of their homeland.
Beautiful, young, 6-year-old boy who had his whole life ahead of him, Wadea al-Fayoume, who loved soccer, who loved basketball, who loved Lego, who loved to swing.
They believed in the promise of America. They believed in the future where their son could live in peace. They were wrong.
This is political true crime.
Jurors were warned details of this case would be difficult.
Community is in mourning. Classmates of the 6-year-old boy who police say was killed because of his faith.
Life has come to a near full stop for Wadea al-Fayoume.
Joseph Czuba was born in 1951 and lived most of his life in Illinois. He served in the United States Air Force from 1969 to 1973, after which he returned to civilian life. He was married for many years. However, reports indicate that his wife filed for divorce following the incident. He was described as having been self-employed and owned several properties in Plainfield. Neighbors characterized him as eccentric, noting that he often engaged with local gardening activities and displayed various political signs outside his home.
Investigators say Czuba's wife told police her husband listens to conservative talk radio on a regular basis and has been heavily interested in the events happening in Israel. She also told investigators Czuba was concerned about what he called the National Day of Jihad.
The National Day of Jihad is a day for Muslims worldwide to mobilize in support of Palestinians.
This is going to blow your mind. The National Day of Jihad wasn't what you think it was. Let's break it down. On October 13th, 2023, former Hamas leader Khaled Mashal called for a global day of jihad. But what he really meant was a day of solidarity with Palestine. Demonstrations, aid and donations were his goal, not violence. Unfortunately, mistranslations and sensationalism took over. Right-wing figures and media twisted Mashal's words into a call for violence against non-Muslims. This misinformation spread like wildfire online. Real-world consequences: increased security in major US cities, school closures, and tragic violent incidents like the stabbings in Beijing and France. Hate crimes spiked, impacting both Jewish and Muslim communities. Authorities like the FBI stepped up vigilance to keep everyone safe. Platforms like X and Facebook tried limiting harmful content.
This just shows the dangers of spreading false and misinformation. And how a landlord who had been previously kind to the tenants can all of a sudden switch just like that.
On October 14th, 2023, the nation bore witness to a chilling act of hate that shattered the illusion of peace. 6-year-old Wadea al-Fayoume, a child full of life and laughter, was tragically ripped from the world. Wadea, a Palestinian-American, lived with his family in Plainfield Township, Illinois. He was just a boy, innocent and unaware of the hatred that lurked in the shadows, waiting to strike. But on that fateful day, evil found him in the supposed sanctuary of his own home. His attacker, his own landlord, Joseph Czuba. Wadea's mother, Hanaan Shahin, fought bravely to protect her son. She too became a victim of Czuba's rage, suffering multiple stab wounds and strangulation. The image of a mother desperately trying to shield her child from such barbarity is enough to make the strongest heart crumble. The brutality of the crime sent shockwaves through the nation. 26 stab wounds, a number that chills the soul, a number that speaks volumes about the level of hate that fueled Czuba's actions.
The defense attempted to portray him as a mentally unstable individual, but the jury saw through the facade. On February 28, 2025, after days of agonizing testimony and deliberation, the jury delivered its verdict guilty on all counts.
Leaders offered condolences, their words ringing hollow in the face of such profound loss. The Justice Department launched an investigation, determined to hold the perpetrator accountable. But justice, even if served, could not bring back the lost laughter, could not mend the shattered hearts, could not erase the stain of hate that had taken root in their town. Wadea's death, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of hate, left an indelible mark on all who knew his story. His memory, a beacon of innocence and joy, served as a poignant call to action, A reminder that the fight against hate, against intolerance, against the darkness that seeks to divide us is a fight that must be waged every single day.
If you want to support Peace Productions, please subscribe to our Patreon. The link is on the screen.